So we just got a crazy new card called the Expansive Reapplication. It's a 2-mana Simic card with an X cost. It says X can't be 0. It counters a target spell, conjures a random creature card with mana value X onto the battlefield, which is kind of insane because the deck can have 0 creatures in the deck and still be able to win because this counter spell is basically a win con in itself. Which means we can even play something like a Kohira, since there's no creatures in the deck, and just play a Drago strategy with the Wilderness Reclamation, so that you can play a bunch of ramp spells or draw spells on your turn into countering with the Expansive Reapplication and winning the game with the conjured creature. However, if for some reason the Expansive Reapplication gets surgicaled, we do have some other win conditions. Kohira is a win condition, Hug of the Storm Giant is a win condition, but we also play this card called Traumatic Critique, which is another new card from the Strixhaven, which is basically a cheaper expansion explosion. Many years back with the Wilderness Reclamation, the deck used to play Expansion Explosion, which costed double blue and double red, and then you have to pay the X cost. But with the Traumatic Critique, although you draw less, in a fast format such as Historic, basically paying 2 less mana could be the difference between winning and losing. So this card is going to be another win condition. If you have a bunch of Wilderness Reclamation down on the battlefield, you can untap, float the mana into dealing lethal damage. So we got some different ways of winning the game. And another new card that we're going to be playing is Flashback. Because we're going to be playing Kohira, we're not going to be able to play something like a Snapcaster Mage, but the Flashback is going to add that redundancy into getting back our win cons, such as Traumatic Critique or Expansive Reapplication, or it could be something simple as just getting back a Spell Snare or Counterspell. So we got some pretty cool upgrades to the Reclamation deck in Historic. Honestly, I'm actually very excited to try this deck out. So hang set, I'm gonna be hopping over to some Historic Best of 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Alright, let's take a look at the Reclamation deck with the Expansive Reapplication. A Flashback. No, thank you. Currently not doing much right now. Okay, so this is a wizard deck. Probably, we're about to take a lot of damage. Kinda hoping we don't. No! Interesting. Okay. Wilderness Reclamation. It sticks. Okay, the opponent plays a card. X equals something here. Oh, this is Phoenix. Wait, is it a Phoenix? Phoenix deck wouldn't be playing this card though. It is a Phoenix? It is a Phoenix. I got a 1/1. Oh my god. Uh, okay, that's actually not that good for me because they have a 4/4 now. I need like a traumatic critique. Yeah, this actually looks pretty bad for me. I need a traumatic critique here. Also, like, my counterspells are pretty useless because they just put cards in the graveyard and it's done, right? Oh, accidentally did x equals 3 instead of x equals 4. What is this? I mean, that doesn't do anything. Why did I just get, like, double 1 power creatures? Come on, man. Why double 1 power creatures? It's not fair. Oof. And we're drawing pretty poorly as well. Okay, 4. No, 5. Okay, let's see what we get. A 2/2. Come on. I got a 1/1 and a 1/4 and a 2/2. Like, come on, man. That's so unlucky. That's actually so unlucky. Come on, man. You know, it turns out, most cards, most creatures in Magic the Gathering are pretty bad. Alright. So this doesn't really do anything. We have 2 endurances, but like that's about it. This is a really bad matchup. This is a really, really bad matchup. Impulse doesn't really do anything either. Spell Snare also doesn't do anything. So maybe we'll add 1 more Graveyard Hate in the sideboard, potentially. I think we keep that. Potentially for Endurance. They shocked and they didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, I think we want more copies of Endurance. Like, this card is just too nasty. Yeah, we're gonna need more endurances. The car is just too nasty. Manamorphose. I think I'm just gonna counter this actually. Oh, come on. Can I just stop getting a 1-1? I mean, it has a double strike. It has a double strike. Wow, another Phoenix? And a Demi-Lich at that? I can do it again, opponent. I guess let's finish. Oh, that is humongous. Oh, it's a force of negation? No. Ah. Okay, you got me. I should not have been greedy. Another Phoenix on top. So lucky. Went through 3 Phoenixes in their top 16. Like, that is after I put a Phoenix at the bottom, right? With the Endurance. So that means all 4 copies of Arclight Phoenix were on top 16. So freaking lucky, man. Alright, I mean, that's game over. So they had 4 Phoenixes and 3 Demi-Lich on their top 16. Oh god. Into another oh god. I guess I gotta keep this one. Let's start with the Steam Vent. A Razor Verge Thicket. Interesting. Oh. Badger Mole Cub. What is this, like a semi-Scamshy deck? Is what I'm thinking? I could find another Spell Snare with the Planar Genesis. Cauldron Familiar. A flashback. Wilderness Reclamation would be kind of sick because we have a Memory Deluge. If I go Hedge Maze and I play a land, I have 5 mana, so Memory Deluge into something doesn't really do anything. Looks like they're holding on to like a tutor spell. Oh man. Maybe I just go Reclamation. Yeah, maybe I just go Reclamation here. Because I'm not really doing much if I just Memory Deluge. Another Counterspell here would be actually pretty sick, but... yeah, Chord of Calling. We kind of saw that coming. So we could have actually played the new board wipe in this deck, but kind of decided not to. I feel like this game's probably over. I just didn't have much interaction this game, so... I'll look at one more card and then I'll surrender. Two, three, four. Maybe I can like Traumatic Critique into double Wilderness Reclamation and win the game. I don't know. I think that's like the only way I can win. Flashback. Yeah, it looks like I think what we're gonna have to do is look for a Traumatic Critique and try to win the game with a bunch of Wilderness Reclamations. Since we're gonna just die. Okay, we're just dead anyways. Okay. It sucks that we actually don't have another board wipe. I actually boarded out one of the board wipes here, which kind of sucks. There's just too many decks to cover. Too many decks to cover. Okay, we got a Spell Snare, but only 2 lands. Hopefully we draw a bunch of lands considering that we are a 26 land deck. I'm gonna play this first because I might have to grab a red land with the Prismatic Vista for the flashback. Looks like we have to grab a red land. Okay, we are looking for a green source. We have 16 copies of green sources. Nice. Okay, that sticks. We're cool with that. More Wilderness Reclamation. Birthing Ritual. Okay, opponent surrenders. Spell Snares. What a card it is. What a card it is. I think we just go again. Let's go again. Okay, there we have it. We even have a flashback into a Spell Snare as well. Okay, Spell Snares in. Taking a bit of damage. A Peddler. Peddling. Another flashback. We're taking a lot of damage from Haywire Might and starting down. Yeah, we need a land. A green source would be actually really fire. Nice. Okay, that's okay. A Zealot. I think we have to kill the Sentinel. Okay, that's good. We're kind of getting low, though. Come on. Two power. Nice! Oh my god. Oh man. Whenever this becomes tapped, it gives me... Okay, so... Playing their Genesis into something... Oh, I really would like another Memory to Luge here, but... Okay. That's a card. Okay, we kind of ran out of card. Things are not looking good. It was fun for a bit, but then we ran out of cards. Good cards to top deck are Traumatic Critique, Memory Deluge, things like that. Maybe even a Brotherhood's End might be good. Okay, that's actually really good. So we can Traumatic Critique. Not bad. Gilded Goose. If I don't kill the Umbro Color Zealot here, they're just going to be able to scry twice, right? So I think we just kill this thing now. Oh, did I make a mistake? I should have actually done this before the Court of Calling before the Gilded Goose landed. Ah, no. I might actually lose because of that. My bad. No, even if Samurai's Gamgee does come out because they don't have a food jet, I think it's still gonna work. Even if they Court of Calling for Samurai's Gamgee. But I made a mistake here, definitely. I should have played this before the Gilded Goose came down. That's a mistake. What a bummer. So they did have a second Court of Calling, so this shouldn't have actually happened. If I was playing a little bit smart. So they went for Marionette instead. Trying to kill me. Wait, this is actually comboing with this card. Okay, we got another one. So we have another Traumatic Critique. I think we just killed the Marionette. Like right now. See what we get. Double lands. We really want to see like Memory Deluge. There's so many cards to actually put back into their deck. Okay, Wilderness Reclamation. We need to be able to counter this Loris. So we're gonna put a stop on our upkeep. They went for a birthing ritual instead. Let me see what they get first. Nothing. Spell, Snare, and a Fiery Impulse. I think Fiery Impulse is actually pretty good. Now play the Kahira. And I'll attack with both. I might not need this spell snare, but I'm not really sure. The Resolve Birthing Ritual kind of hurts. Not gonna lie. A Thoughtseize. So they play a 2-mana card. Maybe this deck needs more draws? Oh, yes! Oh, yes! By the way, we're only in it because of the Chrome Companion. Okay, let's see something big. It's a 6/6. Alright, GG's opponent. Oh, man. Oh, I think this... is this a mulligan? Like, technically we are ramping into expensive reapplication. Technically. I think I want land. Thunder Trap Trainer. Opponent missed. What kind of deck do you think they're playing? Probably a burn deck, right? Like, they have a lightning sleeve. Maybe I should have actually just ramped. No freaking way you are playing that card. Wizards of the Coast, we have something to talk about. Like, this is not... Like, this matchmaking is not right. It's bogus. Like, there is no way you are playing that card. By the way. Okay, X equals 0. Maybe I should have actually countered that. Because they're missing a land, right? Yeah, maybe I should have actually countered. Okay, I think we just want more lands at the moment. That's a good one. That's a really good one. A Flame of Banor. I think I counter this. A 3-1. A 3-1 flying. I mean, that's not that bad. Is it bad? I mean, I would have liked if it was like... If it had a little bit more toughness. Well, considering that they are playing Flame of Banor, we should just block this. Okay. So they really wanted that, by the way. So they had another Flame of Banor. I think I can just... Let's just do it again. Oh, come on. Stop giving me 2 toughness and 1 toughness. Seriously. Okay, we're getting scammed. That's all I know. We are getting scammed here. Oh, they have something. It must be a Wizard's Lightning. Oh! Hello. Oh, it's not. Welp. So play this. I probably don't have to shock. And then we counterspell whatever comes out, and then land this. And we have a castle plus a memory deluge and stuff like that. I think that's probably enough to win the game here. Probably. That's gonna draw 2 cards. I can just whack my opponent for like 7 damage a turn as well, since we have a Wilderness Reclamation down. Alright, GG's. I gotta say, there is just no way that I get matched up against somebody with Traumatic Critique. Like, that doesn't happen, by the way. So Spell Snare is incredibly good. What is a card to go down here? Growth Spiral? Maybe? Expensive reapplication is just so sick. It's just so sick. What if the card to go down is actually Wilderness Reclamation? It's a 4-mana clunky card against this kind of matchup because, like, if you try to resolve a Wilderness Reclamation and it gets countered, it's kind of bad. Okay, we have a Spell Snare into Growth Spiral. Oh no!
I've read nearly the entire library.
Tamiyo's cheating. I mean, if they counter this, that's fine. The problem is the Tamiyo. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the Tamiyo here. I need to top pick like a Fiery Impulse.
Every plane has stories.
Otawara is actually a really good card. Okay, maybe I just go for Wilderness Reclamation since opponent's tapped out. And then we look for, I mean, we can just keep attacking the Tamiyo with the expensive reapplication as well. There's a couple of things we can do. I think I'm gonna Planar Genesis. Because there's... Even if I do this, I might just get a one power creature. So I'm gonna Planar Genesis into... Oh, did they have something? Seems like they might have a Mystical Dispute. Yeah, we found a Fiery Impulse. But do we just want a Memory Deluge? I think so, right? Okay, so we got another Fiery Impulse. And... I feel like I need a land. What to do here? I'm being a little bit greedy.
Think before you act.
I need lands. The Tamiyo's at 6. Oh, we got a traumatic critique actually. So we can X equals 6 on the Tamio. And then leave up a counterspell. I wish we had one more land. What? A pack rat?
Never learn.
Wait, that's sick. Wait, that's actually insane. Wait, but they can just kill it. Wait, hold up. I can't even grow this. So we took a look at this deck today. I went all the way from rank 200 all the way down to like percentage and then got back up to rank 300. So the deck actually went through a lot of changes and this one's feeling a little bit better. At the start, I had 24 lands, but we're currently playing 26. Potentially you could play 25, but getting a land drop with this deck is actually so important. Just because we play so many expensive cards like Expansive, Reapplication, Traumatic Critique, Memory Deluge, and we also want to be able to play the Wilderness Reclamation on curve, right? And after you actually put these down, you can kind of filter through your deck so that you don't draw a bunch of lands with things like Planar Genesis and Castle Ventress. And you get tons of card value through Memory Deluge, Traumatic Critique, so you can discard the extra lands that you get. But you can also kind of kill your opponent. So we have that going on. And potentially you might want to play like a little bit more removal spells in the sideboard, but currently we only play 4 copies of Fire Impulse. Another thing you can play is the chorus cards, obviously. You can go Ribble Shanty into Hymn to the Ages, and you can get it back with a flashback. One thing I don't like about that is you have to replace the Growth Spirals with the Hymn to the Ages. So this is a little bit of a more greedy style deck, I would say. You're playing Hymn to the Ages, Ripple Shanty, but you're not playing the Growth Spiral, so potentially in some games you might struggle to land Wilderness Reclamation in time. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're trying to build something like this. Potentially your experience might vary. Like if you're playing against a lot of aggro decks, you might want to have like additional 3 damage spell in the sideboard, such as additional copies of a Shove Aside. So if you're experiencing a lot of aggro decks, potentially have like two or three more copies of Shove Aside in the sideboard, and potentially you might want to just give up the Eldrazi matchup. So I currently have 2 copies of Consign to Memory in the sideboard, but even if you have Consign, you're probably not going to be winning the Eldrazi matchups anyways. So potentially this is like a wasted sideboard slot. That's another thing you can change, potentially. The Unable to Scream is a good removal spell against like a big fat creatures. Sometimes you get into these matchups where they reanimate a big creature and you don't really have an answer to it. So you could look to play Unable to Scream. And then we have a new card, Consumed by History. This is a board wipe that deals 3 damage for 2 mana. So this is a huge upgrade compared to Pyroclasm. But we only play 1 copy of it because I've been meeting some affinity matchups where Brotherhood's End is just a way better card compared to Consumed by History. And at the same time, there's not too many aggro decks. So we only play 1 copy of it here, but I did meet a Samwise Gamgee deck that was pretty high ranked, so potentially you might want to have another copy of a Consumed by History instead of a Brotherhood's End. So let's actually fix that. We have another copy of a Consumed by History, and we only have 1 copy of Brotherhood's End, but we do have 2 copies of Meltdowns. So initially I actually didn't have any Meltdowns, but I met an affinity matchup which kind of felt impossible. So I decided to play another copy of it. And I initially only had 2 copies of Endurance, but I went up to a 3rd copy. So again, I'm just kind of covering the weaknesses of the deck that I kind of noticed when I was playing with this deck. So yeah, so that's the sideboard. And let's actually talk about the main board. So the Spell Snare actually has been doing quite a bit, especially against that semis matchup. So that was really good. If that deck is becoming a little bit more popular as of recent, then Spell Snare is going to be really good. And against other counterspell decks, if they're relying on counterspell and then you're trying to resolve a Wilderness Reclamations, obviously Spell Snare gets more potent. And the 3 copies of Memory Deluge, just a really fantastic card with the Wilderness Reclamation. And the flashback. The flashback has been feeling really good. Been able to flashback a snare, things like that. Even getting a counterspell, that's actually pretty good. The expansive reapplication. This card was actually really fun. I mean, the rate's really good, but you are paying 3 mana for it at the very least. But the strength of this card definitely is the fact that we are a Drago deck. But countering a card, giving you a creature is kind of crazy. It's a win con. So this is going to be our win con. Hollow the Storm Giant is going to be our win con. And we have a Kahira. So despite not playing any creatures, it's actually really cool that there's a card like this. And speaking of a win con, we play Traumatic Critique. This is another win con we have. If you have a bunch of Reclamations down, you can kill your opponent with this card. It's a really good card, especially in a Reclamation deck. And compared to something like Expansion Explosion, this is way more expensive compared to this card. This card, actually really good. One last thing to note before I go. You could maybe look to play a Triome. I think I'll probably update the list so that we have a Triome here, potentially instead of a Breeding Pool. Because you don't need a green source on turn 1, but you do need a red source on turn 1, because we play Fire Impulse. I'll have a copy of a Triome. I think that'll make the mana base feel a little bit better. It's currently playing 24 blue sources, 15 red, and 15 green, so you shouldn't have any problems finding your color sources. Potentially, post-sideboard, it could be pretty difficult to cast a Brotherhood's End on curve, but we only play 1 copy of it, and I added in another copy with Consumed by History, so yeah. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.